Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna Stitches. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. Welcome back if you are returning. This video is my Wednesday Works video, so it's just everything that I've been working on today. And that is actually two projects. One of them is crochet related and one of them is not. So I hope you all don't mind, but I am going to show you the other project I just made because I'm really proud of it. But the first thing I have been working on today, ooh, and I just pulled my yarn right out of it. Actually haven't done much today at all. I was gone most of the morning. My cats had their first vet appointment, and then as soon as I got back home, I had to clock in at work. And didn't get much done while I was working today. So I've been sitting down for about a half an hour working on it, but it is this, which doesn't look like much of anything at the moment, but it will be a dice bag. So I think I've mentioned before, if I haven't, my husband plays the card game Magic the Gathering. He actually goes to his friend's house every other Sunday, and there's a group of them that all play this game. Don't really know how to explain the game, but it is a card game and there's dice involved. So I'd seen someone. Oh, sorry, my son is sick. So am I. I don't know what we have. I think it's just viral, but it doesn't seem to be getting any better. My chest is so congested and I feel like I'm kind of losing my voice. He's got this nasty cough as soon as he falls asleep.
Well, whatever it is, I don't have it.
And my other son doesn't have it, so he's lucky. Squirreled there for a second. But, what was I saying? Oh, somebody recently was making a yarn bag. I know Heather from Strings and Threads makes yarn bags, not yarn bags, dice bags. That's what I was talking about. And I feel like Nova made one too. I'm not really sure. I can't remember now. I know she made a bingo bag. I don't remember. I know maybe it was just Heather. But I asked him if he'd want one. Oh, and the actually I think what it was is the guy that is doing the training that I am sitting in on right now. Like my co-trainer, I should say. He plays D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and his wife crocheted him a dice bag, and I think that's what made me want to do it too. So, sorry, very sidetracked there, but I had asked my husband if I made him one, would he use it, and he said, yeah, definitely, can you? So I let him pick out the pattern, and I'm working on it. And apparently this is a conversation we had before, and I don't remember at all. But when I told him to pick out a pattern the other day, he's like, what about that one you showed me before? And I have no recollection of ever showing him a pattern, but apparently it looked a lot like this. So this is just a Dragon Scale dice bag. It is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. Kind of wish I would have just went with a free pattern because there's tons out there and they really aren't any different from each other. But this is the one he picked out and it was $3. It wasn't that big of a deal. But now that I'm working on it, especially when I got to the scale part, the pattern is a bit confusing. For one, the dice bag is extremely small. I added 4 rows more than it called for. So let's see. 1, 2. So if I wouldn't have added any extra, it would have just been this part right here. So I just kept going until I thought it was a good size, and he agreed with it. So I do have more scales than the pattern calls for because I made it bigger. But when you're doing the scales, and I don't know if it was just my brain didn't compute what I was reading or what, but you make, let me see if I can show you. Kind of. You make 2 double crochets, chain 2 double crochets, and then you go around, and then when you get to the next row, round, it says 5 double crochet down, chain 1, or 5 double crochet down the double crochet, chain 1, 5 double crochet up the next double crochet. And my brain just could not understand what that meant. And then finally, after a second, I was like, oh, makes complete sense. So there's a set of 2 double crochets. The first double crochet in the set, you have to do 5 double crochets down that double crochet. So basically 5 double crochets into the double crochet. And then chain 1, and then you go up the next double crochet with 5 doubles. I don't know. It just, my brain was very confused when I read it, but I figured it out. And I think it's looking really cool. The only thing is my little scales aren't as pointy as they are in the picture, so maybe I just have to shape them a little bit. And the other thing I noticed with the pattern is these are supposed to be off center like they are, so the next round up will line up with these ones, the next round after that will line up with these ones, and it does not explain that in the pattern. The picture of the pattern shows it that way. In any dragon scale dice bag you look at shows it that way, but the pattern does not say, because in order to get them to be off center like that with this row, I had to go into the row below. So I can't really show you, and I hope I'm explaining it this good enough, but the next row I'm going to do is going to be 2 double crochet in the center of the dragon scale, chain 2, 2 double crochet. When I get to the next dragon scale row, I'm actually going to have to go into these. So there's already going to be a row above this. And it did not explain that in the pattern. I kind of just figured it out on my own. Yeah. I'm confused now. Oh well, I'll figure it out. There we go. So I'm working on that now. The yarn I'm using for it is Himalaya Mona. So it looks like this. This is identical yarn to Coffee Shops by Premier, except I got it on Hobium, I believe. It's an 85% acrylic, 15% wool. There's no color name to it. And it's 3.5 ounces, 284 yards. It's a lightweight number 3. I am really enjoying working with it. What did I say? 15% wool is not bothering me. I do believe I have a wool allergy, usually like right in here and right up here will like start to blister when I use wool. But so far I haven't had any irritation with this, so that's a good thing. So that's it I have to say about the bag. And then the other thing I made, Erin from Crafting Kitty posted a video today, a tutorial on a zipper pouch. So not a sewing zipper pouch, but a zipper pouch that you would sew together. I don't know why it's so hard for me to explain things, but so as soon as I saw it, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make it, because I am brand new to sewing. I haven't sewed in about probably 20 years, I think. I never sewed outside of school, and the last time I had like any home ec or anything was in like 8th grade. So it's been a very long time. I would say probably 19, 20 years. But I did just buy a sewing machine last week, which I did explain in one of my videos, and I've kind of been practicing and playing with that. And as soon as she posted the video, I got really excited because I love Erin. She is amazing, and her tutorial was very, very well explained, especially for someone who is so new to sewing, and I had no issues at all following it and making the little bag. So this is my bag. I actually bought this fabric to line a crocheted bag with, but I knew as soon as I saw her video that I had to use it, so it is Beauty and the Beast. Oh, I kind of wish I would have put it that way instead. I just realized that one's upside down, that one's right side up. But I did that with my other bag I made too. And then I just lined it with some black and white fabric I had. I think this came out really, really good. It looks pretty straight to me. The only issue I'm having with sewing, and actually you can't even really tell from the outside, but I am having a heck of a time cutting and sewing in straight lines. And I know that's probably something that just comes with practice, but I used a ruler to draw my lines where I was going to cut the fabric. I used my rotary cutter, and then I lined them all up and made sure they were all the same size, and then when I was sewing them together, they were all different sizes. So I did end up having to cut it some more once I had it sewed together a little bit to make them even, and then they still weren't. So that is something I think is just going to come with practice more. Is I can't even hold a ruler in a straight line. And then sewing in a straight line is kind of difficult. I think I got much better at it with this bag, though. You could definitely tell when I first put the zipper on, but if you can see that, it's actually pretty straight. I mean, one side's up way higher than the other, but I think I did a really good job. So thank you so much, Erin, for posting that tutorial, because it was at the perfect timing for me, and it definitely helped, and it was a really, really good tutorial for me. So thank you. I love it so much. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie, so I was really excited. Well, second favorite movie. Hocus Pocus is my first favorite movie, which I just ordered Hocus Pocus fabric, which should be here in a few days, so I'm going to make a project bag out of that when it gets here. I'm very sidetracked tonight. But what was I saying? Beauty and the Beast is my second favorite movie, and I was really excited to make this, especially because it's from Erin, and I got to use my Beauty and the Beast fabric. So I love it. That's all I've really done today. That's a lot for a 13-minute video to just ramble on about two things, but I'm really enjoying making this. It's actually really fun. Besides the pattern being a little bit confusing, it's fun to make the little dragon scales. So I'm going to keep working on that, and I will see you all possibly tomorrow, if not Friday, for another video. Everybody have a good night.